In this video, I want to show you guys what I carry with me on the trail. What gear, tools, spare parts and gadgets I have in my Jeep, how I store them, and maybe even a few life hacks and tricks that will make your next wheeling trip even better. Alright, the first thing you see right here is this nice custom storage system in the back of the Jeepster that I built earlier this year with Mr. Ian Johnson himself at the Big Tire Garage. If you want to see how we did that and how we built this storage system, we have a video on that. I put the link in the description below. Check it out. Alright guys, let's start over here by taking off this ratchet strap that's holding down some of my gear. The reason why there's a ratchet strap and not any kind of other tie-down method is because it is always great to have a ratchet strap on the trail. This strap has helped me in so many different situations or others, holding down steering or, you know, tying something into place and prevent it from falling off. So it's always great to have a ratchet strap with you, and this is the best use I could find for it, and that is using it for what it's meant for and tying my stuff down. All right, now that we got everything loose, let's start on the first item, and that is my 10-pound power tank. I'm a very impatient person, and this bad boy fills up my 42-inch BF Goodrich tires from single digits all the way up to 30 psi within seconds. I absolutely love this thing. Bam! Here it is. Super easy to use power tank. Link is in the description. And right next to that, you find world's best off-road recovery kit made by Factor 55. Nobody, absolutely nobody, nerds out as hard on off-road recovery as these guys do. This kit includes absolutely everything you need and nothing that you don't need. Let's take a quick look inside and let me show you why this is my preferred off-road recovery kit. It comes in this super nice, I don't know, kind of Carhartt material bag with really rugged zippers. You open it up and inside you find a soft shackle, always useful. This is my main tool of recovery, I would almost say. Then a tree saver, second most used recovery tool. Then we got a short strap, also very handy for all kinds of different things, honestly. I don't know, I haven't used this one yet, but I guarantee you there will be a time where I'm going to need it. All right, next in line, toe strap. A 30-foot toe strap. Really rugged, badass quality, and it's got this little tie down on the end so it doesn't float around in your recovery bag, and you can strap it back up super nicely. Then we got the Factor 55 snatch block. This snatch block is super helpful if you need to recover yourself or somebody else in an awkward angle and you can't get a straight line to him. You use the snatch block and you can reroute the winch line any way you want basically, or you use it for self-recovery and you run your own winch line through this and back to your vehicle, and that doubles your winching power. So super great tool right here from Factor 55. Then we also have a Factor 55 splicing tool. This little guy right here is a tool that allows you to splice your winch rope back together whenever your winch line rips, which has happened to us several times. We have several videos on our channel on Rattle Rock and other trails where the winch line snaps, and this little guy right here makes it all go back together. Super simple, super easy, great ingenuity by Factor 55. Then last but not least, a hitch link. Probably something I personally can skip in this because I don't have a hitch on the back of the Jeepster, but I still leave it on in here for now because you never know. You may have a buddy that needs it. Doesn't take away a lot of space. It's part of the package, so I'll leave it in here for now. And next to the soft shackle, there's also a really nice high quality hard shackle. Now that the recovery gear is out as well, there's one more thing on top of the tray, and that is my Flex Rocks and Rollovers trail sack. If you're interested in purchasing one of these Flex Rocks and Rollovers trail sacks and supporting us in our channel, please do. They're available in black, red, and blue. Link is in the description below. All right, now let's see what's inside the trail sack. We got this little Tom Woods bag right here, but there's not a drive shaft inside, but my air up tool from Power Tank. So this guy gets connected to the power tank in order to air up my tires. This thing is super nice. It gives me live data on how much pressure is in my tire as I'm airing up. So then again, I am lazy and I am very impatient. So this makes the air up process so much easier, so much faster. I don't have to have another gauge to use to keep checking at what tire pressure I'm at. This thing tells it to me live and direct every single time I'm airing up my tires. Absolutely love it. All right, the last item that's inside the Flex Rocks and Rollovers trail sack is this little guy. My specialty stuff bag is what I would call it. This little bag basically contains everything that is unique to the vehicle and kind of odd, kind of doesn't fit in anything else. So we got fuel lines and random hose. You never know what you may need it for. Then we got this bag. I'm running ARB air lockers front and rear. So this guy right here is super important if you run this kind of setup. This has spare air lines and a spare ARB solenoid in it. Spare injectors. I'm running a new motor that just recently got rebuilt with a bunch of older parts on it. So you never know. That's why I am carrying a couple of extra injectors. I'm running a Bosch fuel pump in my Jeepster, an electric fuel pump, and these things can go bad. I have seen them go bad countless times. Never on my own Jeep, but on other people's Jeeps. And they are not super expensive, super handy and easy to carry. So I'm carrying one with me because if one of these guys goes out, your day is over. All right, next in line, old trusty, my high lift jack. Barely ever used for what it was originally designed for, but let me tell you, for a million other things. We have used this high lift jack to keep Dana 30 axle shafts inline from wandering out. We have had this thing completely taken apart into pieces, and every single piece of this high lift jack has found a use for something. If it was a replacement for steering or to keep things into place, or I have actually even seen people self-recover with a high lift jack and that have used this thing as a winch. So a high lift jack is definitely a great piece of equipment that you carry off-road. All right, before we dig into what's underneath my storage tray, I want to highlight my fire extinguisher system. I have these super awesome Element fire extinguishers mounted in 2 different locations throughout my vehicle. One right here, easy to access, and then I have another one mounted on the roll cage right between driver and passenger seat, easy to access for both passengers. These little guys right here are extremely powerful, super easy to use, very easy to store, and just absolutely amazing. And the best part about it is they don't leave any residue. So after you use them, there's no nastiness left behind on your vehicle and your parts. So definitely a big recommendation for us. I also left you guys a little coupon code for it in the description below, so go check that out. All right, right underneath the tray, we got the 5-gallon Rotopax fuel can that I use to carry my fuel in. I used to have these big bulky fuel cans. They just bounced around in the back of the Jeep, super hard to tie down, very bulky, took away a bunch of space, not very safe either. And then I came across this, absolutely amazing. I love it. This was also part of the storage system build that I did with Ian Johnson, and definitely one of my favorite new mods is this 5-gallon Rotopax. It fits the same amount of fuel in it that I used to carry in a big jerry can. Now it's tucked away nicely underneath the storage tray. Super safe, can't go anywhere. Has this quick release thing on top of it. It is mounted on top of my fuel cell, so everything is nicely tucked away, out of the way, can't fall out. It's secure, and again, it holds 5 gallons. So super awesome. Very happy with this product. Squeezed right between my fuel cell and my main storage box, I got my fluids. They are just kind of tucked away right in between there. I usually carry some motor oil, transmission fluid, brake fluid, and brake cleaner. That's pretty much everything I carry with me on the trail. Everything else I'll leave at camp. All right, now to the heart of my whole storage system, this box right here. This box I have since I very first moved to the United States over 10 years ago when I lived in Manhattan, New York. For about a year, I lived in my uncle's apartment, who back then had a translation service and equipment rental. And this box right here was from his equipment rental. This was a box that translation devices, or whatever you want to call it, were delivered in. And I snagged one of them, and now I'm using it as my storage box here in the back of my Jeep. It is waterproof, it has latches all around it, it is super rugged, absolutely perfect. I love it. All right, first we got my electrical bag. Let's see what's inside of it. A multimeter. Next, we have wiring, all kinds of wiring, wiring, connectors, a clamp, everything you need to do wiring. Next, we got relays for days. Pretty much every relay that this Jeep has, including a Volvo relay for my Volvo fan that I'm running. Then next, fuses. Fuses, always good to have. Definitely make sure you always pack fuses, because they go out, they break, and they can leave you stranded. Then last but not least, oh, okay, this isn't electrical, but it's still in this bag, just due to space. A random assortment of bolts. Okay, I know you never have the bolt that you actually need. Whenever you break a bolt and you need a bolt, I already know I won't have it, but it gives me peace of mind. I have a little bag with me that has a random assortment of bolts that you find on this Jeep. At the end of the day, whenever I need one, I guarantee you it's not in this bag, but for the peace of mind, I carry it anyways. Up next is my tool bag. This is a, I don't know, Amazon $20 tool roll bag, roll up bag, whatever you want to call these things. This contains pretty much every tool that I need on the trail that is not a wrench or a ratchet. Well, actually there's some wrenches in here as well, but I have a separate wrench set that I'm showing you guys here in a second. But this is just generic tools. It comes in this roll. I got this thing off Amazon. I don't recommend buying this bag. It basically fell apart and broke on me on the very first day, but I'm still using it. I kind of fixed it. Right underneath my main tool bag, I have my Tecton tools. I carry a 3/8 drive ratchet set from Tecton Tools, as well as a 1/2 inch ratchet set from Tecton Tools, and 2 rolls of wrenches, 1 metric, 1 standard. Nicely tucked away in their standard packaging, so it doesn't fly around and it keeps things nice and organized. You may have already noticed I am not running a spare tire on the back of my Jeep, but I am carrying a power tank tire plug kit. With this tire plug kit, I can at least help myself in case I ever do cut a tire, which I never actually have. But in case it ever happens, I am prepared with my power tank tire plug kit. And then I have one more thing I want to show you for those people that have followed the channel for a little bit and know what kind of drama I just went through with this Jeep. I carry one more thing with you, and that is a 6.1 liter Hemi intake plenum gasket kit. Why exactly I carry this with me, you'll find out at the end of the video. I also carry a second first aid kit in the back here. My main one is in the glove box, which we come to next, and a set of jumper cables, because every single time I use one of those jump boxes and I actually need it, those things are out of battery, so I'm carrying jumper cables. That is it from everything that I carry inside the back of my Jeep. Now we come to the last chapter of this video, and that is inside of the cab and the glove box. Let's go. The first thing that you see when you look inside the cab, my pink Axel off-road helmet. The last one I had was black. I gave it to somebody, so I got me a new one, and I think after the most recent events this year, I earned myself a permanent pink helmet. I love this pink. This is the absolute most screaming pink you can ever see. So I absolutely love this thing. I started this company way back together with my dad. It's my dad's business now, so go support axeloffroad.com, or you can get them on our website as well, flexrocksrollovers.com. Anyways, this is the lightest helmet out there. It's around 1 pound. You don't even feel it when it's on your head. It is made for rock crawling and off-roading. It is absolutely amazing. It can live in your rig. It's easy to clean. It is adjustable in the back. The liner is super comfortable. You don't have to really treat it well. You can just let it live in your Jeep. It never gets nasty. It never gets old of any kind. I've had my last one for like 6-7 years and it never left my Jeep. Absolutely awesome product. The helmet for any real off-roader. So go get yourself one. It is part of the standard equipment in my Jeep, and it should be in yours. This little guy right here, this roller shrink wrap, has kept me dry so many times. I usually try to not wheel when it's raining outside, but sometimes you can't avoid it. Sometimes there's no rain in the forecast and all of a sudden rain is coming. So with this guy right here, I can make up a soft top for my Jeep that is somewhat watertight within minutes. I break this bad boy out, I wrap it around my roll cage, over my windshield, over the sides, and again, within minutes, I have a top on my Jeep that keeps me dry. It doesn't hold up great when you drive down the highway, which I don't recommend you doing, but if you're just out on the trail and it's raining on you, this guy is a lifesaver. All right, the last piece to the puzzle, my glove box. First of all, my Smitty built Bluetooth controller for my winch. Super cool. This little guy, wait, up. Yep, got a little flashlight on it. You see it? Woo! So it's got a flashlight on it, and it's magnetic. So when I winch, I can just pop it on my dashboard and rest it there for a second. Yeah, super cool, very, very nice, super good design. Heads up to Smitty build, absolutely love this thing. Very well done. This little guy has also saved me out of multiple situations. HP tuners, MPVI2. I got my MPVI3 coming in the mail very soon. It's already ordered, so it should get here soon. So MPVI3 is out now if you're interested in getting one. But this little guy plugs straight into your OBD2 port and gives you all your vehicle data on the fly via computer or an app that you can download. Super awesome. I got my OBD2 port right underneath my glove box, so I just plug it in and I can read and diagnose my vehicle, and you can tune it. If you have a custom motor application like I do, this is very handy. Great company. They support the channel for years now, so please check them out, HP Tuners. Then next we got a tire deflator. One of the most diverse, most used tools, not diverse, but very, very common tool. I'm pretty sure you guys are all familiar with it. This is a standard tire deflation tool. So you screw this onto your valve stem, it pulls the valve cord out, and you can lower your air pressure and monetize what air pressure you have with this little gauge here. That's all it is. Tire air down tool, whatever you want to call it. Always handy, always needed. Every single time we go wheeling and I have to air down, this is the device I use. I don't need to say much more to this, right? You guys are all familiar with this. I don't need to go into detail, right? All right, thanks. I'm German. I burn a lot, really badly. So 70, this is the German factor right here. My first aid kit. I told you I have another backup one in my storage box in the back, but this is the main one in my glove box. The entire list of parts that I showed you today is also listed again in the description below. Let me know in the comments if I was able to inspire you a little bit, and if you're taking over some of the ideas that you saw here today on your setup as well. If you have any kind of advice for me how I can improve my setup and what I'm missing. Am I missing something? Let me know.